Hey, Lisa. Hey, Kim. How are y'all doing today?
Hey there, Trey.
Good, how are you?
I am doing very well. It's been too long, Kim.
I know, but I'm here.
Glad to have you joining today.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping we're going to have a few more jumping on in the next couple of minutes. So we'll just keep things real informal for just a minute. What's been going on in your world? Are you ready for Santa?
Absolutely.
And ready.
Good.
I'm so ready.
Are you? All your shopping's done?
Yeah, I just binge shop now. It's basically finished, but it's like, well, that looks cute. Maybe we'll get that. But basically, I just have to finish wrapping.
No, that's good.
Wrapping. I hate wrapping. My daughter used to wrap, so I could have waited. She'll be here Monday, but I thought, well, I don't want her to wrap when she gets here. So.
No, you want to be able to enjoy her time.
Right.
How are you today, Jamie?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So just trying to kill a little time, make sure everybody's checked in that's going to check in. So, Kim, you got any business working right now?
Not right now.
Okay. We going to be hitting it hard and heavy come December 26th.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's Danielle jumping in. If you guys have not met Danielle yet, she is the new coaching coordinator. She's my new assistant. So good to have her jumping in today. So,
Hi guys. Sorry, I'm gonna put it on mute again. I'm here.
you're fine.
You can see my nose on the outside.
Okay. Can you hide it? Did she see it?
Yeah.
She's already seen it?
No, I told her to stay inside.
Okay. Yeah. Just hide it where she can't see it.
Okay, fine.
So we just got a delivery that Susan's big present from the kids, and the box from the outside, you can see what it is. So
Oh,
we need to hide the box so
Hide the
Susan
box.
doesn't know what she's getting.
yes.
That is terrible. I hate when that happens. My husband found out all of his gifts last year because he came home first. And I even marked it that they were gifts. They should have wrapped them in the Amazon box.
Oh yeah, I would have been complaining about that a little bit.
I did actually, and I got some money back.
Leave it
but
right there and put a blanket over it.
But still, no surprises.
I know, and it's Christmas.
All right, guys. Well, it's 4 minutes after, so we're just gonna get going, and I'm gonna share my screen. If you guys don't mind. So, and what I want to talk about today is goal setting and getting you guys in the right mindset for setting your goals for 2021. And goal setting can be a sometimes an intimidating thing, and for others it can not be really clear, what am I supposed to do? Because how much time does Gary tell us that we should spend putting our goals together for the year? Does anybody know? I need to read the MREA book. Read the one thing. So Gary says to set your goals for the year, you should spend between 1 and 3 days. That's a lot of time, right? So what do I do with 3 days to set my goals? Because a lot of people will say that they have goals, and they'll even say that they have written goals, but what's their goals? I want to sell 10 houses this year. I want to sell 30 houses this year. They just pick an arbitrary number, that seems like maybe it's a little bit bigger than it was last year. And that's the depth of their goals. Well, is that a productive way to set goals? It's an interactive class. You guys can respond. So,
No, it's not a productive way to set your goals.
thank you very much. Yeah,
No, it's not.
we really have to fill some other gaps in there. And so we talk about and we teach a lot of different tools to use for setting goals. And we talk about our GPS or our 135 and our 411, and we talk about our big why and the importance of our calendar. But sometimes I think what makes it so intimidating is that as agents, we don't know how all these pieces fit together. And so what I wanted to kind of walk you through today, guys, was letting you understand what the tools are and what they do, but more importantly, how those tools are interconnected with each other, and how you could easily spend 3 days working on your goals. So to start out, I want to walk us through an exercise today, and I want you to imagine we're going to go on a trip. Okay. So Jamie, we're going on vacation. Where are we going? You're muted.
I know.
And I don't read lips.
That's okay. We're gonna go to Hawaii.
We're going to go Hawaii. Fantastic. All right. How about we keep it in the continental United States? My graphics will work a little bit better if we do that.
How about Disney World?
Disney World. Fantastic. I love it. That sounds like a great destination. And if we were going to Disney, we are going there with the intention to live the good life, right? That would be a lot of fun. Okay. So that's our destination. Well, my first question would be, now that we've got our destination, is there something else we need to know?
Where are we going to stay?
Well, and that's kind of our destination would be the hotel that we're going to be at, not just the party.
When are we going to drive
are we
in or
gonna-
fly in?
Yeah,
Or
well,
itinerary?
that's
when are
definitely
we going?
one.
When are we going to go?
When are we going to go? Those are great. How about, I thought the obvious one, my first thing was, how do we get there?
Okay.
What's the
Okay.
route? You know, what's our pathway? If I need to get to Orlando, don't I need to know how to get to Orlando?
Yep.
It's not just enough to say I want to go to Orlando. I need to know, how do I get to Orlando? Okay. And then getting there, the path we're going to take is one thing, but as Lisa so wisely said, we also need to know, where are we going to drive, right? Or if we're going to Hawaii, we could fly.
We're
But,
not all gonna fit in that car.
but what's our vehicle? We're not all going in that car. No, it's a clown car. Okay. So now we've got our route. Okay, we've got it all planned out. We've got our car, and we take off on our pathway. Well, how do we know that we're on the right path?
Looking at the map,
Well, looking at the map is one thing.
setting our
But I look-
GPS.
Okay. Well, the GPS is kind of a cheat because it tells you two things. It gives you your map, and it also tells you where you are at any given time. So let's go back to the days of MapQuest.
What
okay?
about our compass? I like our compass, just know to point us in the right direction.
It points us in the right direction, but where I'm going at with this, guys, is let's take these directions. Okay. This was actually, I wanted to go to Vegas. So these are the directions from the office to the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas. Okay. So it says I'm supposed to head northwest on North Road. I turn left on North Road, turn right onto Oak Road. Great. I turn right on Oak Road. How do I know when to turn? My direction, my route says turn right on Oak Road. How do I know when to turn?
When you see the sign, the road
When
sign.
I see the sign. That is exactly right. I need milestones. I need mile markers. I need markers along the way that tell me that I'm consistently on the right path. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So here we are. We're headed to Orlando. We've got our route planned out. We know what benchmarks we're looking for. We know we need to get on 75 headed south, and we need to get off at this exit. We know all that. Are we going to have to stop anywhere along the way?
Yes.
What am I stopping for?
Gas. Bathroom breaks.
Gas. That is exactly right. I've got to have gas along the way. Okay. If I don't have gas, don't have enough gas, am I going to make it to my destination?
No.
No, not at all. So, and this is what goal setting looks like. Okay. And I want to break this down and show you how this story translates over to our tools that we use. And but before I do, I want to ask you, of all of those different things that we were just looking at, which one of those is the most important?
Gas.
Okay, so if I just gave you enough gas, you could get to Orlando.
Well, you need a vehicle.
I need a vehicle. So with gas and a vehicle and no directions, could you get to Orlando?
I think the map is the most important.
So if you had the map, but you had no car, no gas, and no milestones, no street signs, you could still get there.
Well, no, I think all of them together
Right.
create
They're all
That
important.
is exactly right.
the full scenario.
We have to have them all. There's not a single one of those components that we can get rid of and still make it to our destination. So there's not any of that we can leave out. Okay. So let's take that analogy and let's now mirror it to Keller Williams and to the tools and the goal setting that we talk about. So let's consider first the vehicle. Okay. What is the vehicle in real life, in a business setting? What do you think the vehicle would be?
The
You?
phone.
You. Thank you. Who said that? Was it you, Jamie?
Good job, Jim.
Yes, it is you. Okay. And it's not just you. Okay. That's what I want you guys to understand. The vehicle that you're driving to get to your goals right now, it's you as a person, but it's your habits, it's your skills, it's your tribe. Okay. And what do I mean by tribe? It's the company you choose to associate yourself with, and it's the people you choose to hang out with, right? It's the tools and the systems that you've implemented in your business, and potentially the people you've hired as leverage to help you move your business forward. Okay. Because let me ask you a question. And Lisa, I know the answer to this. Would you rather drive to Florida in the VW Beetle, or would you rather be in a Mercedes convertible?
Oh yeah, we want to take the Mercedes.
We want to take the Mercedes convertible.
Yes.
That's exactly right. So when we think about ourselves in this translation, what's the Beetle and what's the convertible? You know, the better we do at developing our skills, the better the tools and the systems we put together. Are we not driving a better car? Right? So there's a reason for us to be working on ourselves throughout the year. All right. And then let's consider the fuel. What's the fuel that goes into you, because you are the car? What's the fuel that propels you forward?
Knowledge.
Well, I would say that's part of the skills. That's part of just you.
Maybe the
Your
coaching.
why? Is it your why?
Why? Was that you, Kim Williams?
Yes, it was.
It is your big why. Okay. What's your motivation? What's your source of energy? What's your purpose in life? Okay. That's your gas. Okay. If you wake up in the morning and you're just like, have no purpose, are you going to be very motivated to get up and do the things you need to do to be successful?
No.
No. And so we've got to get in touch with what is it that we really want out of the world. And for our big why, is it money?
Susan.
Do you see the puppy
I
sneaking
have
by?
to show off my new baby doll because I haven't.
What a
Oh,
cutie pie.
cute.
Isn't she adorable? Here, let's get up close and personal.
And it does not look like a shepherd at all.
She is
I
so
know. Thank you, whoever said that.
That was me, Danielle.
Oh,
Thank you.
That's gonna be a big dog.
All right, get back to learning and don't be distracted. Okay. You tell them, Mom. I love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So money's not a very good motivator, okay? Because we really don't want money, okay? If I were to, and some of you have heard me tell you this before, if I were to offer to give you $100,000, you might at first be really excited for me to give you $100,000, but it comes with a condition. You can't spend it. You can stack it up on your mantle and you can show it off to all your friends and family, but you can't spend it. Is that what you wanted?
Mm-mm.
No. What is it that you really wanted?
Maybe a new house, maybe a new car, maybe a vacation, maybe to pay off college.
And for every one of us, it's going to be something different. You know, it may be a charity that we want to give to. It could be a trip we want to take. It's a lifestyle we want to live. It's the car we want to drive. You got to figure out what your big why is. What's your purpose? What is going to get you up and get you excited in the morning about tackling your day? Moving on to our next thing off of our, I tell you what, you guys are in for a treat. If I know, Lisa, you saw this already because you liked it on the Facebook page, but I want you guys to understand just how powerful a big why is. So I want you to take just a couple of minutes with me, and I want you to watch this video that is about a gentleman's big why. All right. So if you didn't get a little tear in your eye, you're a sociopath. So let me ask you, where did he get his energy from? When he woke up every day, if you notice, he first started trying to lift that weight and he really struggled with it. And what did he do?
Looked at his big why, had a picture, Took it
He
with
went
him.
and got a picture and put his picture where he saw it every single day to remind him of why he had to get up and do that hard work every single day. He had a relationship with his goal because he knew what he wanted to do, and he had a relationship with his big why. Okay. And that changed everything, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It will do the same thing in your world, which is one of the reasons that I really would love for you guys, if you haven't done it. On the 30th, we're going to be putting together vision boards in the office. You know, that's a really good way to put both your big why and your goal right in front of your face every single day. Is go put that vision board together so you're reminded of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. It will give you energy, it will give you focus, and will move you forward faster than if you don't have that, which is part of the next thing, your destination. Okay. So we talked about your destination. When we talk about our destination in our company, what is our destination? Well, it's whatever big goal we set for ourselves for this year. This may be our someday goal. This could be our 5-year goal, but right now we're looking at what's our big goals for 2021. Okay. And when we talk about our big goals, one of the things I want to remind you guys of, we are a work-life balance kind of company. Okay. We're not here just to help you build a bigger business. We want to help you build a bigger life. And so one of the things that I encourage you to do is not just set business goals for the year. What are your personal goals for the year? Okay. And in the one thing, Gary talks about that in his opinion, there's 7 areas of your life that you should have goals. Okay. It's your spiritual life. It's your physical health. It's your personal life, your key relationships, your job, your business, and your finances. And we talk about your job and your business. What's the difference between the two of those? That can be confusing for some people. Lisa, you want to help us out? What's the difference between a job and a business?
Well, a job you're going to, and a business you're kind of creating yourself. So the responsibilities are far different.
Yeah, and you're kind of right. You know, a job is what you do. A business is what you own, right? You can't sell somebody a job. Can you sell somebody a business?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we want you to have goals both for what's the business that you're trying to create, but we also want to have you to have goals for what do you need to do in your role inside the business. And where you're at right now, there's just a ton of overlap, because how big's your business right now, Danielle? Just you, right? How big's your business right now, Brittany? Just you. So kind of your job and your business are the same, right? But imagine, 5 years down the road where you've got 10 employees working for you. You've got your admin, you've got your buyer's agent, you've got a listing agent. Is your goals for your job that you need to do as the manager of the business different than the goals you have for the business as a whole? Very different.
Most definitely. Yeah, very different.
All right. So then we talk about your route. So what is your route? Okay. Well, in our vernacular, that's your GPS or your 135. And what GPS stands for is goals, priorities, and strategies. And the reason we call it a 135 is because you have one big goal, you have 3 priorities. Okay, what are the 3 main things I need to make sure get accomplished in order to get to my goal? And then you have 5 strategies for each of those priorities. Okay, so it creates a pathway. So these are not necessarily your action steps every day. On a GPS or a 135, you would say that you're going to host so many open houses for the year. You're not specifying which week you're going to host it. It's just the strategy is open houses are the strategy I'm going to implement. We'll then break that down and look at what are our specific action steps when we get to the 411. So this is what the GPS looks like. So you've got what's your one thing for the year? What's the most important thing you want to accomplish? And for most real estate agents, when we're talking about real estate, that's either going to be an income number, it's going to be a number of closings number, or it's going to be a GCI created number. Oh, Miss Lisa, looks like you just had something wonderful happen. Yes? All right. And then you're going to have your 3 priorities. So where you're at in your businesses, guys, the one thing for the year, what I really want you to think about is how many, were you trying to share now, Lisa?
My sister just called and she just found out she's cancer free.
Yay.
That is amazing.
That's a great
Yay.
Christmas present. It's very exciting. She got me all mushy.
That's awesome. So
Yay.
good.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm back.
Glad you could share that with us. So let's say your one thing for the year is you want to help 24 families next year. Okay. You want to have 24 closings. Well, what are our 3 priorities that are going to drive that? Okay. Well, one of those priorities may be your lead generation. Okay. What are your lead generation goals? Okay. And that could be that you want to have so many listing appointments this year would be a really good example. If I have enough listing appointments this year, am I going to have 24 sales? If I have enough listing, well, thank you, Jamie. Somebody's nodding. Danielle, Kim, and Brittany, I just see pictures there, so I don't get the body language with you guys. And then if that's our goal is to have this many listing appointments this year, well, what are the strategies I'm going to implement to find those listing appointments? Okay. Those would be our different strategies under it. And that could be open houses. That could be lead generation to my sphere from 9 to 11 every day. We're not here to decide what those are today. These are things I want you guys to work on your own. I just want you to understand how we use the tool. Second priority is probably something to do with your database. You know, if we want to close 24 transactions next year, that means I probably need 500 people in my database. Okay. So what am I doing to grow my database, and what am I doing to deepen my relationship with the people that are in my database? Okay, so those are going to be my strategies. So my priority number 2 may be grow my database to X number of contacts. Okay, and then below that is the strategies I'm going to use for growing it and for interacting it. And then number 3, you're all still at a place where we still have a lot of learning to do. You know, so that may be around training. What am I going to do in personal growth? You know, am I going to read a new book every year? Am I going to read the MREA this year? Just to throw one out specifically. Am I going to read the MREA twice this year? Those are great tasks under there. Am I going to family reunion? Am I going to mega camp? Am I committing to come to group coaching twice a month? Okay. Those would be good strategies under a personal development priority. Okay. So then we have our milestones. So we think about those road signs along the way, you know, and I want you to think about what are we doing when we're looking for those milestones. If you go back to the analogy of we're driving the car, we're looking at our directions and we're looking at where we're at, right? You don't just look at the signs. We're also looking at where we're at the same time, or what's our next turn. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And even if, and this is one of the really cool things about this is as we do some of our tasks over and over again, do we have to keep looking as hard for the signs? You know, how hard is it for you to drive home? you can drive home pretty easily, right?
Almost
No
with
problem.
your eyes closed.
You don't have
You
to
know
pay
where you're
attention to it.
going.
But it's because you know where all the signs are, right? You know
Right.
where all the landmarks are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you say, well, I really don't, those really don't matter. I know how to get home. I don't need the milestones anymore. Then I would challenge you the next time you're headed home to try and drive home blindfolded, right? You have to have those benchmarks, right? You have to know where the streets are. You have to know, do I curve a little left? Do I curve a little right? Do I make a left turn? And where do I make that left turn? But that path becomes easier and easier with repetition. So, but when we talk about our milestones, it's a combination of a few different things. Okay. One of them is your 411. And that's where we're breaking our big annual goal down to monthly and weekly goals. Okay. It's also our calendar, because once we've broken things down to our weekly goals, how do we make sure they get done? We put them on our calendar, right? If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are we doing for accountability? So those are your checkpoints. How do I know that I'm on track for my big goal? We're driving to Orlando, right? I know that I ought to be in Valdosta in 4 hours. Maybe it's 6 hours to Valdosta. I think it's 6 hours to Valdosta. So I know I need to be in Valdosta in 6 hours. If it's 8 hours and I'm in Valdosta, am I going to make it to Orlando on time? No. So I either need to make some adjustments to my expectations, or I'm going to need to drive a little faster, right? It's no different in our businesses. Okay. This is our action plan. This is also where we have that relationship with our goals. Okay. All along the way. The thing I don't want you to do is look at your goals one time and then stick them in a drawer. We don't write them and then tuck them away. The guy that was lifting the weights, he had that picture of his granddaughter right in front of him every single day. That was his reminder. That was his relationship with his goal. I want you guys to have that same type of goal. And then have an accountability partner, and be that a coach, be that a peer, be that a spouse. Have somebody that's holding you accountable and asking you, how are you doing? Are we on track for where you needed to be this year? Okay. And I'm happy to play that role for every single one of you if you bring me your goals. It's hard for me to hold you accountable when you don't share your goals with me. So get your goals written down, share them with me, and I will gladly play that role to make sure that we're on track and challenging you to keep up. Okay. So when we look at our 411, this is what our 411 looks like, where we've taken our annual goals. Okay. And you'll see that this is both broken into personal and professional. So I can put both of those in there. These are my big rocks that I want to accomplish for the year. Well, what do I need to accomplish this month to make sure I'm on track for this up here? Okay. And then what do I need to do this week to make sure that I'm on track for the month? Okay. And this changes continually. What we do as a real estate agent is not the same all year long. And depending on the business that we're trying to build, it's not a routine. Some things could be routine. You could make the commitment, I want to host one open house every weekend. Okay. Well, every week down here on weekly goals, host one open house is going to be in there. But let's say that we were doing 2 client events this year. Okay. Like a winter coat drive. And are we talking about our winter coat drive in March? Is there anything we need to do for that? No. So that's not going to be on my monthly goals. That's not going to be on my weekly goals. It's still going to be on my annual goals. I've still got my 2 client events. There was just nothing to do for the coat drive in March. Does that make sense to everybody? Yep. Okay. I see 2 nodding heads. That's good. All right. So now let's go back to our picture and let's look at what's kind of our process. Well, the first thing is, number one, just sitting down and putting my goals together takes energy, right? This is some work involved, 1 to 3 days of work to be specific. Okay. So what's the first thing that I need? I need some energy. Okay. So I encourage you guys, work on your big why first. Really get clarity on what it is, if you don't already have clarity on what your big why is. Okay. And then once you know what your big why is, because do you think that that big goal has anything to do with what your why is? Yeah, very often it has everything to do with your big why. So that's the reason I encourage you start with the big why. Then we're going to set our big annual goals for the year. Okay. And then we're going to break that down into what are my benchmarks that I need to hit along the way. Okay. And then I want to look at, is my vehicle ready to make that drive? Are there things I need to do? Do I need to change my tires? Okay. Meaning, do I need to improve my skill sets? Do I need some new tools? Do I need some new strategies in order for me to attack it? Okay. So do we see how these all fit together?
Yes.
This is pretty cool.
Yes.
Does it help better now seeing how they all work together? Well, good.
Most definitely. It's a clear picture.
All right. So wanted to make sure you guys knew where to find all of these cool tools. For everybody that's in the coaching program, you've got them in your coaching resource folder, but you can also go to the onething.com, and it's the number one thing.com. And if you go look under free stuff right there, there's all sorts of kick-ass guide to accountability. There's using your 411. They've got lots of downloads and things for you there that all of this is a part of. Okay. Everything that we looked at today is kind of born out of the one thing, but also in the coaching resource folder. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Hold on. Let me open up the coaching resource folder real quick. In the coaching resource folder, under your goal setting folder, here's where we've got tools from the one thing. You've got your 411 templates in here. You've got your GPS template in here. So I've already tried to make it really easy for everybody that's in the coaching program. Even if you're unsure about your big why and need to get some more clarity over that, I have a big why worksheet in there that just asks you some really good introspective questions to get you thinking about what it is that's really important to you in your world. Okay. And to really get to know that 135 and that 411 really well, if you'll go to the Facebook group coaching page, okay, and just put 411 in the toolbar, it'll pull up a post that I shared, and I'm actually going to reshare this, but I shared this December of last year. Jeff Woods here is the president of the One Thing, and he did 2 phenomenal videos last December on how to write a great GPS and how to write and use a great 411. And they're the 2 best videos I've ever seen explaining it. And I've been hesitant to even try and make a video on here's how you use a GPS, here's how to use a 411, because I'll be comparing myself to him. And he did such a phenomenal job. I don't want to embarrass myself. I'd rather you just go watch his video. So if you'll go search 411, it'll pull up a post. You'll see both links in there. I encourage you guys, take a couple hours. Each of those are like 40 minutes long, walking through it and explaining it. If you will start using the 411 the way he teaches it, it will change your life. Okay. It is such a good tool, such a good resource. And if you ever have aspirations of working for Gary Keller, you don't even get to sit down and talk to Gary Keller unless you bring your 411 with you. That he only wants to work with intentional people. And the idea is you need a 1-page business plan That's your business plan. If you don't have a 411, you don't have anything to talk to Gary about. So, which brings us to the end of my slideshow, guys. So hit me with your questions. What do you want to know about the tools? What do you want to know about goals? What do you want to know about your goals or strategies? How can I best help you guys heading into 2021 just to make sure that it is your best year ever? Come on, Jamie, you look anxious. There's something you're wanting to ask, but you're not asking.
I don't know. Well, this is my first time doing a business plan.
Yeah.
So it's a little scary.
Don't let it be scary, and get in and start it. And then let us give you feedback. I mean, and it's so funny because these are the same tools. We have a 135 for the market center. You know, we that's when we sit down and we do our business plan for the market center, this $1 million, multi-million-dollar company. We use this tool. Okay. Brian Fair, when he goes to write it for all of Keller Williams Atlanta Partners, PPG, the New York tri-state region, his business all goes on a 135. Gary Keller, for all of Keller Williams, a $1 billion company, his business plan goes on a 135. And you as a brand new agent, you can do it too. Just what goes on there is a little bit different, you know, and I can help you with that. So I encourage you to go watch those. And one of the things Jeff will tell you, if your business is really simple, and at this point your business is pretty simple, you may not need a 135. You definitely need a 411, okay? But you don't have to have the 135. As your business gets a little more complicated, and as you bring other people into your world, that 135 becomes more important. But if you don't think you've got clarity on really what's most important to me, the 135 is still a great exercise to go through. But I kind of gave you the answer already today. Your three priorities in your business right now are lead generation, build your database, and learn. Go be learning based. So, I mean, what else do you need in your business right now, Jamie, outside of that?
Nothing at the moment.
Really nothing. Those are your most important things. Now, the only question is when it comes to lead generation, what you do and what Kim do and Lisa does may be a little bit different in lead generation. You may love expired listings. Lisa loves networking. Brittany down there loves social media. Okay, nobody's wrong. That was just a personal preference, but you're all doing lead generation. You know, you want 300 people in your database. Lisa wants 6,000 in her database, and Brittany somewhere in the middle. Same thing has to be done every single day. It's just where you're at's a little bit different. So.
Makes sense.
Good question. Don't be intimidated, and come and sit down. Get on my calendar. If you feel like you're stuck and you're like, did I do this right? Come sit down and let's talk about it together. I'm happy to help.
Sounds good.
Lisa, anything I can answer for you?
Nope, I already got my planner. I started this a week ago.
Good.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
good. Well, I know you're a planner because you've been taught things similar to this before.
Yes.
Yeah.
This works. The whiteboard's getting erased today, so I can start putting it up on the whiteboard. I look at it all day long when I'm sitting at my desk. I encourage everybody to look at it and make it big, and it's the whole wall. So,
No,
yep,
that's fantastic.
works great.
Kim or Brittany, anything I can do or answer for you girls, ladies, women?
No, I think the way you broke it down for Jamie like helped a lot. You made it a lot easier.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'm good.
All right. Well, guys, I encourage you, take some time. Please put it in there because I promise you, when you have clarity around your goals, everything else becomes easier. Okay. You're no longer figuring out what should I be doing. You know what you should be doing. and it makes it so much easier to say no to so many things. Okay. And that's one of the differences between really successful people and moderately successful people is really successful people say no to a whole lot more stuff. Okay. That because it's not consistent with their goals. Okay. They're only doing the things that move them closer to their goals. So when you have clarity on your goals, it gives you permission to say no to everything else and gives you clarity on what are the things to say yes to and the things you should say no to. So invest that time.
And I can share that I never liked to use a planner.
Yep.
So last year, Susan said, you have to have a planner. And I went and bought a planner. And not that I got to use it as much as I wanted to with COVID, because we didn't really leave the house as often as we normally probably would have. But I have to encourage you guys that if you have a hard time saying no to people, or there's a lot of people that want to take your time because they don't think it's as valuable as what they really is, write it down and then use it as a staple point to take it out and say, well, what day was that? And then if you have things written on that day on time slots, it's easier to say, I'm available between 5 and 7, and that's about the only time I have that day, and make them work with you. And people take you a lot serious. It just helps. So that's just fine.
Oh, okay.
And understand that some of those appointments are appointments with yourself. They're appointments with your personal goals. Thursday night's date night with the spouse. Okay. Somebody wants to see houses Thursday night. Are you available? No, I've got an appointment Thursday. Now I can always make the decision to move date night to another night, but I've got every right to say my Thursday night is already booked, but I can do Wednesday or Friday. Okay. Because let me ask you guys, and this is something I want you guys to wrap your minds around. You are a professional. You don't call the doctor or the attorney and tell them when you want them to meet with you, right? What do? You call and find out when they're available and schedule an appointment. Do you think that just look in our office, Kathy Coots, Janice Baldwin, Aletha Rutledge, do you think they're just available anytime a client wants to go see something? No. But they still have more and more clients every single year. Why is that? People don't have the expectation that you're going to be available 24 hours a day. That they have expectations of how you're going to serve them and the quality of service and the coaching, the counseling that you're going to deliver to them, the deal or the value or the ease with which you sell the property. But they're hiring a professional, just like a doctor, just like an attorney. So get yourself in that mindset, okay? Just keep your handwriting a little nicer than most doctors, so you can be able to read your contracts.
I also don't look at it as a New Year's resolution. I find that a lot of times the mindset is, and we get these goals all started and we're on a good track in January, and then by March, we piddle out with the workout plan, and it's important to not allow you to do that. So I think one of the best things taught in the coaching, and you hear it a lot, I've heard it a lot this year, is if you have to change something and you have time blocked for calling people, or that's what you're going to do, and something really does come up that is an emergency, you have to change it, don't cancel it, reschedule it on your calendar. So now you have maybe another whole day that you're going to do that on. So don't take things off. It's movable. It's not a resolution. It's a plan that you can, change. So that helps me too.
No, it's just, we know, and for me, I've got to meet with so many people every single week in order for me to hit my goals for this year. The thing is, it doesn't matter when I meet with them, but I know I have to meet with 6 people every single week about coming to join our market center. So I have 6 appointments on my calendar to meet with somebody. I don't even know who they are, but I have the times locked in on my calendar. And if somebody can't meet at 4 o'clock on Tuesday and they want to meet at 10 a.m. on Friday, that's great. I just move that time slot to 10 a.m. on Friday if it's open. Okay. but I've got my 6 appointments in there. Now for you, you may only need 4 listing appointments a month. Put 4 of them on your calendar, or put 8 of them on your calendar. Okay, so you've already got them planned out. Aim for the moon. So go big. If I have to have 1 a week, well, schedule 2, look at 2 every week, do everything you can to get 2. And if you don't get 2, well, what do you do with that time that you had blocked aside for that second one?
Work on your lead generations.
Work on your lead generation. Yeah. If Thursday at 10 o'clock comes and I'm supposed to have a listing presentation and I don't have anybody, well, I take that hour and I go look for my next appointment. You know, it just means I didn't talk to enough people that week to fill that time slot. So, all right, guys. Well, great stuff today. If I don't see or talk to you ahead of time, I hope you all have fantastic Christmases. I hope Santa is very good to you. Hopefully I will see you guys all next Wednesday at the vision board class. Go ahead and cut your stuff out that needs to go on that vision board and bring it with you. We'll provide the glue and the scissors and everything, but go scour the internet and print out some nice pictures of things that you want to see come to fruition in year 2021. And then we'll go to work making those happen. All right?
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Trey.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.